Hey guys, how you guys doing? It is August 5th, 2019. Hoping you're having a wonderful day, a blessed day. Indeed, I'm on the road, so sorry I wasn't able to get you guys a video sooner. Okay, but there's a few things that we need to talk about pertaining towards the world, towards global peace and security. All right. First thing first, you probably noticed that the stock market is taking a pretty big hit after China decided to devalue their currency after China and U.S. Trade talks have gone nowhere. All right, so we need to watch that. Along with China, we need to watch Hong Kong because we're seeing the PLA, which is China's army, the People's Liberation Army, is lining up outside the borders of Hong Kong, and many people think we are just hours away from China going into Hong Kong to institute a form of martial law. This will be bloody. This will be bad. All right, we need to watch this situation closely. I do not believe that international powers are really going to do anything about this. This is just going to be a stamp down that's extremely bloody and brutal. All right. North Korea says that joint military drills violate agreements with the United States and South Korea. Those military drills have already started. North Korea has warned that if those went through, that they would be extremely pissed off, to say the least. So we may see more North Korea missile tests, maybe even ICBM tests. We'll have to wait and see on that. All right. A little update about India and Kashmir. All right, we talked about this yesterday. We played devil's advocate and said, hey, what if Prime Minister Modi and the Indian government decided, Kashmir is no longer a state? What would happen? All right, well, that's exactly what they did. So Kashmir no longer has its own constitution. Its leaders are currently under house arrest. They're doing this because they don't want people to rally behind those leaders and start some sort of revolt. All right. Now Indians, people of India who are outside Kashmir, can go into Kashmir and buy land. This basically, what this does is solidifies that region belongs to India. You know, you've got Pakistan saying that it belongs to them. You've got India saying it belongs to them. Well, India has taken the first concrete action, moved troops in and paramilitary forces, and stated, this is ours. All right, we're going to be able to cultivate this. We're going to be able to sell this off to Hindu nationals. All right, to Indian people who do not live in Kashmir. Now they can settle here. All right, and a lot of people in Kashmir do not seem happy about this, okay? Neither do the Pakistanis. The Prime Minister of Pakistan held a emergency national security cabinet meeting today and said that Pakistan was going to look at all options that are on the table, okay? I still think that, unless there's some miscalculation, we're not going to see a fighting war between Pakistan and India just yet. But you got to remember that Kashmir, over the past 70 years, there's been a few wars fought over this region. All right, so to think that the Pakistanis are going to take this line down, it doesn't make much sense to me. I don't want to say that a conventional war is going to happen right away. But they may try to reach out diplomatically to the international community to try to fix this issue. And if that doesn't work, we may see fighting at that point. All right. What else to talk about? It looks like Turkey. Apparently, there's some sources flying around stating that Turkey may start its invasion of northern Syria in the next few hours. This is something we need to watch. We've talked about in the past couple weeks how India has been amassing troops in the northern border with Syria. All right, and a lot of people stated that, hey, this looks like they're about to invade. They're about to wipe out the terrorists up there, or what they see as terrorists. And then Erdogan, the leader of Turkey, decided to phone Moscow and Washington and state as such. He said, we're going to have operations east of the Euphrates. The U.S. is not down for this. They've warned against this. Turkey at this point doesn't really care what the U.S. thinks. Okay, ever since that S-400 situation that is still going on and still creating a rift between these two allies, they don't really care what the U.S. thinks. They're going to do whatever it is they want to do. All right. The Prime Minister of Pakistan and Erdogan actually had a phone call to discuss things that are happening in Kashmir earlier this morning. I'm trying to think of more things that that I missed, because I've been on the road the last 9 hours, so I have missed a lot. We talked about the stock market, we talked about India and Pakistan, we talked about Hong Kong, we talked about Turkey and how they're about to start operations in northern Syria. All of this is extremely, extremely important to watch. The U.S. and the U.K. have agreed to that whole coalition of the naval forces that they will send to protect the Strait of Hormuz, or to protect what they're saying is the freedom of navigation for the Strait of Hormuz. Of course, Iran's not going to like this. That's going to ratchet up tensions. Just a lot going on around the world that we need to watch. Guys, the next 24 hours is pretty critical for all of these situations going on, because we could see Turkey start that military op. We could see the PLA, the People's Liberation Army, from China cross into the border of Hong Kong. We could see more crackdown in Kashmir, because the people of Kashmir aren't going to sit down and let this walk. You know, they've been their own state for a long time, and yes, there's been trouble, and yes, there's been fighting between Pakistan and India, but this is the first time in 70 years that the Indian government has stated, you guys don't have a state. Your constitution is null and void. You're going to follow our constitution. And also, we're putting your leaders under house arrest. Oh, and by the way, we can also sell your land to people, to Indians outside of Kashmir. All right, they're not going to take this lying down. This is going to turn worse before it gets better. A lot of things going on, and I will update you as I get information. Disclaimer: I'm going to be working the next about 8 hours. So if anything big happens, you're going to have to give me a few minutes to gather my things, do a little bit of research to bring you guys that information. But you guys need to watch this. Keep your eyes on this, all right? Comment on my video if anything does occur. And comment on my video and let me know where you think this is headed, all right? It's time for a beer. It's time for a few prayers. And as always, it's time to keep your eyes to the skies. God bless.